My skin is black.
What you looking
My
at?
skin is black.
I feel so good to be black right now. What you looking
Welcome to episode 39 of the Black in Fashion podcast. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today. I'm going to jump right on in, and I want to make sure that I acknowledge our sponsors for this episode. Our sponsor is 620 Style, which is a luxury sportswear brand for women who value style and comfortability. 620 Style is all manufactured and produced in New York City. She is a black thriving designer. She's a songwriter. She does a lot of great things for women. Her tagline is, when you think of superheroes, think of women. Think of a mother, think of grandmothers. Women have the capacity to stretch, transform, and become larger than life. Women find the crack and fit into its tiny spaces. Women break down walls and pave roads. Women are delicate and beautiful. Women can strut. Women can fly. Women are superheroes. So shop 620 Style and use the promo code Black Fashion. So today, speaking of women's empowerment and women superheroes, I have Symone. She is the designer, creative director, owner, everything above, model for Chaos the brand. Symone, sometimes you have to pop up a color. I just messed that all the way up. My bad, Symone. Let me just redo that. Okay. So, as I introduced Symone, meet the designer. So, sometimes you have to be a pop of color on a white wall. Originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Symone always knew there was more than what her surroundings offered. Studying fashion design and business at Columbia College Chicago. Whoop, whoop. Hey. Alma mater up in here. She knew she was destined to become a designer. Then moving to New York and adding a baby boy to the mix put fire under her. She found beauty in her chaos and created her brand. Chaos the brand makes clothes for women who are conscious and don't overindulge in fast fashion. We design and wear clothes that matters. Our goal is to make you feel powerful today, tomorrow, and the next 10 plus years. Say hi to the people, Symone.
Hi, guys.
Thank you so much for coming. It's been a long time. I feel like you, I was talking to you like when I first started this.
Oh, yeah,
and we
girl.
on episode 39 and she finally making her grand appearance.
No, listen, it'd be rough. It'd be rough sometimes. But thanks for having me.
Of course. This is great. Mm-hmm. So I like to start with like what I call like a icebreaker.
Okay.
So like we're gonna do like this little game that I like to do called this or that, and you just tell me like which one you prefer over the other. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
So mini skirts or midi skirts?
Mini skirts.
Okay.
Show the legs off.
All right. Under boob or side boob?
I'm a side boob girl. These little A cups. Side boobs. Yeah, I love the side boobs.
Fit or flare on the skirt?
Fit.
Okay. Yeah. Bell bottom or skinny leg?
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm going to say bell bottom. Look, crop top, bell bottom, yeah.
Gotcha. And would you go for a mule or a wedge?
A mule.
Hands down. One more. A brim or like a fedora? Like a full-on, like, brim. Or something a little more, like kind of like what you have on?
Let's do a brim. That's extra. Yeah, love being extra.
All right, so let's go right in. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about like your background and where you're from and like what kind of got you started.
Okay. Well, like you said, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Went to college in Chicago. Before I even decided to go to design school, I was always a girl that would like style my friends in middle school, styling my friends in high school. I'm the one that was spray painting the shirts and the jeans, drawing all over them. And that's when I'm like, I'm supposed to do this. Mm-hmm. Like, this is what I want to do. So I started taking sewing classes. Thanks to my grandma. Grandparents come through.
Granny's be the truth.
She took me to these sewing classes. And from there, I think that's where fashion just started. Mm-hmm. And even when I started college, like enter college, Columbia, I didn't start as a design major. I just thought that was just talent. Like,
Okay.
do you really learn this, you know? So I entered as a journalist major and for a whole year. And I was like, this is not for me. It's nothing creative
much writing.
about this, you know? So I switched over to fashion design and here we are.
Yeah. Was Columbia your first choice?
Columbia was my first choice. I didn't even look up another school.
Oh, that's what's up. So you only applied to one.
I hit K.
Okay. So did you ever feel like you, well, I guess you did get that. Like, did you feel like you missed out on like not getting like maybe like a HBCU experience or like that, like being in the, but you did stay in the dorms, but like being more like not in the middle of the heart of the city?
I do. I feel like Columbia, and as you know, it makes you grow up faster.
Facts.
You get a lot of freedom, you know, to just do as you please. You decide you're not going to class, that's your choice. And it's kind of hard when you coming in at 18 after being under your parents, you know. But I say I missed out as far as the culture aspect of things, but not so much of like education. Like Columbia gave me things that I feel like a black college probably couldn't give me. Okay. You know, just with the freedom. We partied, but it wasn't that type of school. We like was thrown into business, you know? Like our teachers were like designers and they were in the industry. So it just set the standard, like that bar high for me, you know? So it wasn't like I wasn't coming in to the fashion as an adult, like timid. It's like, I've been doing this since I was 18. You know?
Did you find that it was a big transition coming from the way, like, you learn, like, from, like, what grandma, like, kind of helped out with and taught you with, or in, like, going into a design setting? Because when I got there, I felt like I knew everything, but I took my first class, and I'm like, oh, well, I don't know shit compared to what I'm supposed to know. So did you find, like, that transition, not discouraging, but just like, ooh, like, I really thought that I had all that, because I thought I was, like, Miss Sewing Queen until I got there, and I got, like, a reality check.
Oh, yeah, because patterns and all that stuff, like, even in high school, like, you know, it's more taking something that already exists and remaking it, like making it better. Or you're making pillows, you're making, like, you know, you making a jacket, but you taking the sleeves from a blue jean jacket and putting it on a leather jacket. Like, from the beginning, like pattern, like drawing out, pattern making, all that was new to me. Okay. So I used to be in a class like, whoa. Yeah, and like we had some talented people. It was some competition, you know. So it was a struggle. It was a struggle at first. Yeah.
For me, I think drawing was my biggest struggle. And I think that, I didn't even say that. Me and Symone met in class.
Yeah, we met in class.
We've known each other for a long time.
What class was
it? It was
that?
Fundamentals of Fashion Design.
Okay.
Fundamentals of Fashion. And I couldn't draw for shit.
Listen. I couldn't draw either. And it's hard because that's the first step. Yeah. You know, is really putting your ideal on paper. And what you might look at, somebody else might not see that.
Right.
Like, what is this, you know? So
I think that happened to me a few times during critique.
Oh yeah. Especially when you gotta put your work in front of like your 20 classmates and they shit look like they're fucking they've been doing this for years, you know. So yeah, it was tough.
Okay. So right now in your fashion design process, what is your favorite part?
I think it's really just the end, like seeing your garments on a body. Okay. You know, like it's out of your head now, it's off the paper, it's not just pattern pieces all over the place, like you seeing it move, the fit, and it's so satisfying.
Oh, I can't wait to feel that feeling again. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for you, girl.
Girl, one day. I guess, like, would you say that your process is pretty standard, like, as far as, like, industry standards, or do you feel like you kind of like created your own wave and you've made your own like process as far as, you know, like in school they taught us like, oh, you got to have your concept first, then you got to create your mood board, then you got to draw your flats, and like what does your process look like when you decide to put together a collection?
And I think that's the great thing about like doing it for yourself and not someone else, because my process is not, you know, going out finding inspiration. Like an idea might just pop in my head as we sitting, and I'm like, oh, let me get this out. Because sometimes I design backwards. Like I might sketch some stuff out, and it's like, okay, where's the inspiration? Like, let me put a mood board together, or I might see fabric first, and from there, I'm designing based on that fabric I found.
That's how they do it now, which is crazy. That's how they do it in the industry now.
Oh, okay.
They find the fabric, or they go out and find, like, go to sourcing places, or go like retailing and find fabrics, and then design into the fabric.
Yep.
Interesting way to do it, which I think is pretty smart.
Yeah, it makes sense, because just because you drew something, you might not be able to find that fabric, and now your whole design look different,
Right,
so I'll be all over the place, as long as the main goal is to get my piece out and it looks the way I want it to look. That's all that matters to me. So
what you're saying that you all over the place, is that kind of like what chaos
that is
stands from?
Yeah, and that's where my brand name even came from. I think I had to, like, at first it was a little like, whoa, like, Symone, you need to be structured, like, and it's like, everybody don't work like that,
right?
And and I work in madness, and that's when my best work come out, like crunch time, and I thrive in that area. So that's where the brand name,
Okay. How have you been? I feel like, do you feel like that you have done really great as far as like social media, or do you feel like there's areas there that you need, like, you want to work on, or like, what is it about it that you feel is great, and what are the disadvantages that you feel have been working or not working for you?
Okay, see, the social media thing, even my personal self, I'm just not really a social media person, and it's hard to throw myself out there like that. And so now with my brand, it's like chaos has to be like the Sasha Fierce of Symone, like, because I can't be who I am with my brand, or nobody will ever see it, so. And social media is like a great thing. Like, it gives you a platform to reach people that you would normally not reach just from word of mouth, like, I can have fans in Australia and clients in, Africa, and it's like, ain't never stepped foot on Africa soil,
Right.
So I think social media is good and bad. The bad for me is I don't want people to judge my work and who I am by my amount of followers, because that's part of building your brand. Like, they don't just come right away.
Right.
So, yeah, that's like the bad aspect.
I
of
love
social media.
somebody told it to me, like I love an underdog. Like, you may only have 200 or 300 followers, but you got 200, 300 dedicated followers that mess with you. Yes, like, you can have 10,000 millions of followers and don't. I think I saw someone on social media and can't sell nothing, or sales are terrible, or like they don't understand your vision or your creativity and stuff like that. So you can't, like, really base it off of the numbers. Like, you really gotta look at them insights,
exactly,
look at them impressions, and not like the follower account and stuff. Because I don't think that's even legit. I
have to really just keep that in mind too, because it's like, just because somebody got 22K followers don't mean they got 22K likes. They don't got 22K comments, so that don't mean those are all their clients. Some people are not your clients, and they're just fans, or it's like a popularity contest.
Absolutely.
So at this point, it's like, my work is going to speak for itself, regardless.
I find that social media can be very shallow, for sure. I posted a video, since we talk about, I posted a video of a guy, like, sewing client last week.
Okay.
And I have maybe 2,000 followers on the LC Apparel Consulting page. Girl, that doggone that video had 22,000 views. And I have 2,000 followers. So I was like,
where are these people?
I don't know. But it's like, they shallow. He was a good looking guy. And literally, and when I tell you, it wasn't even a 15-second clip.
I seen that.
You saw that. And I guess people were sharing it and going off. So when I went back and I looked at the insights, I'm like, 22,000.
Right, exactly.
Y'all don't even follow me. And so y'all was just going and looking at it because I guess he's an attractive. I'm like, this is the shallowest shit I have ever seen. In my life.
Oh yeah.
like
I
you
was like, really just have to be.
Or it was just, I got a lot of women followers, and they was like, ooh, a man.
And it's not bad. Now you got 22K people that viewed your page.
Right.
And they probably come back, and
when I post another man. And I don't get them that often.
No.
I gotta have a man and when it comes to the
No,
page.
your work speak for itself.
I'm
They're
like,
gonna come.
That's terrible. That is hilarious. So tell me about how this transition into like motherhood has changed, like your, not even changed, but like put that fire under you as far as like getting your business, and maybe talk a little bit about like, you know, why you took a hiatus for a little while, just like what kind of like stirred you to just like, whoa, let me get back out here.
So, you know, I literally, like, my goal was to move to New York.
Right.
Then you get here and it's like, whoa, like, this is real life shit. Like, now I'm in survival mode, so nothing else matters. Like, I need to eat. I need somewhere to sleep, you know? So you get lost making money for the now and not really working towards your future, you know? Sure. And I was stuck there for a long time.
I just want to say, when I first moved to New York, I lived with Symone. Yeah. It was me and her in a little ass room.
In a little ass room.
It was me and her in a little ass room, but I wouldn't have been able to come and I was like, I don't got nowhere to live. I want to come here. I gotta find somewhere. So thank you. I don't know if I've ever said thank you, Symone, but I mean, I wouldn't have. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know anybody, so
we thugged it out.
We thugged it out.
Even before New York, like, you was that helping hand for me, and you've always been, you know. So it's like, I know if I have a question, and it might be a dumb question to most, Lenise be like, "Girl, this is the answer." Like, she always got it. She always got my back, and like, everybody needs somebody like that in the industry.
Yeah,
you know, and you're that person for a lot of people.
Oh,
so, girl, keep
but back
it
to you.
going.
So
okay,
let's go. Okay, so you got in survival mode.
Yeah,
you know?
So it was like, you know, working retail, doing this, doing that, and it really literally wasn't until I found out I was pregnant that I was like, okay, your time is not just your time no more. You know, so if you're gonna do anything, do it now. Like, and I think that's the hardest part for people, is just starting. You know, sometimes it's finishing, but it's really just starting. So, you know, I had my baby in August of last year. November, I was taking classes with you, because I'm like, now I need to relearn everything that I've learned in college. And it's been years of me not touching a sewing machine. I've always like was drawing, collecting inspiration, like kind of building the brand, but I didn't have a name yet. You know, I didn't know what I wanted to make. Like, as far as, you know, I thought I was going to be a lingerie designer. Then I was like, I can't put myself in that box. I want to make everything. Yeah.
Right. I like the lingerie thing. It's very sensual.
And it's something that's, you know, I would add. But it's like, I don't want to call myself a lingerie brand, because now I feel like that's the only thing I can produce. So
You do. I feel like when you do like put yourself in one category, sometimes it's easy to get stuck, you know. But then it's like a catch-22, because sometimes when you try to do everything, you know, you don't hone in on that one thing. It's like, this is what I want to be remembered for.
But that's also true when you got to think, you can keep putting out designs, so all of a sudden that one thing just catches somebody's eye, and that's what made you pop. You know, so like, I have 10 pieces out, and somebody just loved this jacket, and somehow they reposted the jacket, and now this jacket is the main thing. So now I'm creating jackets, you know. So I feel like your clients too kind of steer you in on your path. Yeah.
I think that you are my only person that went on the tour. I'm not gonna lie, you're the only person that went on the tour that actually did something, but did the process.
Oh, okay.
What I've come to find is that the people come on the tour, but they still ask me to do the consultation, and then they still have me manage the entire thing for them. So even though I've given them all the tools and the people to get this stuff done, it's either very intimidating and they don't want to do it, or it's too much work. How did you feel this past time just going through that process? Because you are the only one that was like, okay, she gave me everything that I need, let me just do it. Everyone else is like, I'm not about to do this shit.
See, when I did the tour, and, you know, because I was asking questions, and then you came up with the tour, and I was like, okay, let me just see, you know, because that's my fear. It's like, you know, it's like calling your mom, like, what do I say to these people? You know, so like, this is how I feel. I was like, ooh, when I go in here, like, what do I say?
Good morning, y'all. Everybody like, good morning for NYC. Good morning for Philly. Good morning.
So it was very intimidating, but I'm a confident person, and at this point, I'm grown. You know, it's like,
True.
It's like, I don't want to pay somebody to do something that I can just do myself. You know, I need to cut my corners. Like, my money is for other things, you know? So I was walking in and I was intimidated, but people need to know that these people, that their business is to help you. They want your business.
Absolutely.
So there's no such thing as a dumb question. Like, when I first got there, they sat down and said, this is how you fill out the cutter's must. Or this is how we want you to do it, or whatever the case may be. And now I come in, they be like, hey, Symone. And I've only been doing it for what? It's been like a couple months,
yep.
You know? So you build these relationships. Like, they know you, they trust you, to the point it's like, oh, you just pay me next time.
Exactly.
And
that's what I was trying to get. And that's the thing that I stress the most. I feel like at the tour, I'm like, I'm coming here and introducing y'all to these people so you can build your relationship with these people and build your own payment term. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the point of doing the tour.
To help you. Like, they need you to succeed, you know? So it was intimidating at first, but I walked in there and I was like, I waited. I felt like I wasted so much time because of fear. And, you know, and sometimes you have to look at things like it happens when it's supposed to happen. But I was like, this is what I was scared of. Like,
talking to these people. And then sometimes you got to get firm, because I know you had to get firm on a couple of factors. Like, yo, you know what? If you can't do it, don't do it.
You got to boss up. It's your time. It's your money.
Absolutely.
And you just got to boss up. Like, you know, that's period. Like, the world, period.
So period. I'm not about to play with you. If I give you a delivery date, you need to make my date. And if you can't do it, don't agree to it.
And, you know, people feel like, you know, especially looking at me, like, they might think I'm younger than what I am, you know, like, that I'm going to be intimidated. And it's like, I'm not. Like, you can't get over on me. Like, one thing I do, and I would stand up for myself. So it's been times I had to stop a project because somebody wasn't doing it on my time.
Gotcha.
And they was doing it on their time, but I'm the paying customer. So
absolutely. That's what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta. Gotta boss up.
You do. So how, I guess I want to ask, like, I was watching your visuals. I think they're really dope. How did you come up with like the way you were gonna present the clothing for your relaunch to the world? Like, this is what my concept is, and this is how I'm gonna put it visual, because the visuals is dope. Like, how I'm gonna do the visuals, like, and that was what the thing that stuck out to most when you started to, like, you know, give them an inch, you know, let me give you a little bit more. So I just want to kind of figure out how you came up with, like, that conceptual, like, this is me, but I'm not gonna say anything because you don't talk.
I don't.
I'm gonna present it to you visually, but I'm gonna tell you a story.
Right. And
you started before you even launched because you would throw pictures.
And I was trying to build that vibe. And it started off just say with colors, like, you know, those my colors are red and black. For those who don't know, that's my brand, you know, colors, and it's just sexy and powerful. And every picture, everything, I want you to feel sexy and powerful. And I told myself when I start, I'm gonna be my own model. You know, like, I want the everyday woman to feel like she could wear this stuff. You know, like, I didn't want it to be too many visuals. Like, I didn't want it to be a model. Like, can't be too pretty. Like, it would be like a selfie in the mirror. And that's what I wanted it to look like. And I feel like that's how it came across. And that's something like, at first, just be your own model. And cut corners. I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay models, you know? And I just don't want to be on nobody else's time, you know? And I'm like, I made these clothes because it's like the stuff that I want that I can't find. And now I'm presenting it to you. Like, I'm giving it to you too. You know, the stuff that I feel I need or we need and I can't find it. And not saying it's just 100% new designs, but it's my designs and it's my fabric choices, it's my colors, you know, it's the way I did it. So yeah,
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So I have like a second segment, like through the middle of the podcast, where it's like, it's a success, it's a disaster, but I overcame it. So I want you to like, and this segment is sponsored by 620 Style. And just make sure you guys shop 620 Style and you put in the Black and Fashion pod code today. Black and Fashion. Black Fashion promo code. And today I'm wearing the Country Glamour jogging suit. I mean, for people who watch on YouTube, it's luxurious and comfortable as hell. So get
Love
it.
that.
So I want you to tell about a story. It could be one or the other, or it
Okay.
could be both. Like where, and it could be in your production, it could be in design, it could be the after effect where you felt like you more so than you learned something from the experience, whether it was success or a disaster, but it was like a learning thing.
Okay. Just, I just put my stuff in production. And I was making these panties. And, I bought the fabrics, I bought the chains, I bought all the material for it. I took it. They said, cool. They did what they did. They made the panties exactly how I envisioned them to be. Spent my money on them to make these panties. Take them back home, and the sample panty I tried on. Chain breaks. There's no way for an ass to fit in these panties.
Oh, because the chain's not stretchy.
The chains are not stretchy. And in my mind, I'm like,
Okay.
why didn't I think about that? And because the elastic around the waist is stretchy, like the
Right.
front and the back of the panty,
Okay.
I'm thinking they would pull up. I don't know who booty I thought they was gonna pull up because it sure wasn't mine.
Oh my God.
So this is me now. I spent money on something that I can't sell, I can't put out there, and money on, like I said, the production, the fabrics, the chains, and I'm just like learning experience. Like when you waste money, you don't make that same mistake.
It's called
again.
bought lessons. As my mama said, it's a bought lesson.
Hey, exactly.
I paid
A
for that
bought
lesson.
lesson. So now I'm like, you know what I missed? I missed the fittings. I made a sample and I missed the fittings. And I mean, that's just where I'm at. So now I make sure that if I got to make 5 samples, I'm making 5 fit samples. You know what I mean? Before I just look at something and say, oh, it looks good.
So they were beautiful, but they are not functional.
They're not functional. They look good.
Damn.
So it's like, oh, maybe they could be a bookmark or something. So now I'm gonna figure out a way.
Can we give a gift for purchase?
Like
Put it
we're
on
gonna
the wall or something.
we're gonna figure. I'm gonna figure out a way, and it's crazy because I was up. It's crazy that you asked me that because I was up last night and I just couldn't, sleep. Probably because of the whole podcast and everything. It's my first time. It's my first time really speaking about my brand, and I'm sitting here thinking about these damn panties, and I'm like, I gotta figure this out because ain't no way.
Can we add a clip? So that way you put it on and then you clip it in the front?
I still think the chain is too thin that it's gonna pop. It's gonna pop. But what I'm thinking we're gonna do is just do a regular elastic band, like how a bra strap is.
Right.
And we're gonna have the chains, make them longer.
Okay.
And let them droop, like, hang and
Opposed to
dangle
being fitted.
instead of them being fitted.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm figuring out a way to do it. But that was just overall just a learning experience. Like, you get so excited, but it's like you didn't go through that process.
Yeah.
And you can skip, when it comes to like designing or creating something, you can skip the creative aspect of things. Like, you don't have to go find fabric first or
you
pick
live
a
and you
color
learn.
first.
You live.
Thank you.
So
So,
be you, sweetie.
thank you.
That's very beautiful talent.
Oh, thank you. So now it's just like, make sure you take your steps. Do the fittings. Do the fittings.
Yeah. I just posted about fittings. Literally. It was like, I'm going to tell y'all why this is so important.
Important.
Because
So
after
important.
production, it's like, damn. Had I had just done a freaking fitting, I could have avoided this. Or had I just slowed. And I mean, even as me as a production manager, I make mistakes.
Yeah.
Still do. Made one recently. Also, bought lesson. This client in particular, I was doing her production and I was moving too fast and I put the wrong swatch on the cut tip.
Oh.
So I made all the pants in the wrong
Wrong
fabric.
fabrics. Yeah.
And I had to, of course, make them over. So I was like,
It happens.
and that was just moving too fast, And then same pant. Because I did all the patterns and stuff like that, I did them based off of just like a picture. So in my mind, the princess seam was going directly from the dart line, just all the way down, which kind of, it kind of curves
Curves
over. She didn't want it to curve.
Oh.
She wanted to go straight. So I had to go back to quality, refix the pattern, regrade the pattern, and get them recut in the fabric. So not only was it the wrong fabric, the pattern
was
was wrong,
yeah.
and it had to be updated and then regraded and then recut.
See, and it's lessons learned.
So like boom, boom, boom,
But like
bam, bam,
sometimes
bam.
those lessons are also like beautiful disasters, because that happened to me a lot when I was like, I'm gonna make my own. After I took the pattern making classes with you, you know, I was like, I'm gonna make all my own patterns. And sometimes in my mind, I envision something, and then when I actually put the piece together and sew it, it looks like something else. But I'm like,
Yeah, it happens all the time.
but this is cute.
Happens all the
I'm keeping
time.
this design. This is better. This is better than my original design. So yeah,
That's what's up.
lessons learned.
Girl, wait, tell me about it. That's hilarious. Do you ever feel like just being like a mother and being like a Black designer, that you have like a lot of like disadvantages, or you feel like you're like, you know what, I'm embracing it, I'm doing it, or do you feel like it's a little bit harder and you do have like a couple hurdles to jump over?
I mean, it's hard, and it's hard because I'm a mom first. I'm a designer second. Like, I'm a mom first. So it's like my time is like split, and the good thing about my situation is I am on my own time, and I think you have to really do it because you love it, and not because you want recognition right away, you want money right away, because it ain't happening. You know what I mean? Like, it takes time. Like, it takes time to build your brand. It takes time to build your clientele, and I know that. So I don't think it's a disadvantage. I just think that, well, not a disadvantage for me, because like I'm on my own time. Like, I'm not racing no clock.
Right.
It's just hard because like I have someone else that I'm taking care of. Like, I can't just go to my studio and work.
Right.
Like, baby's up, baby needs to be fed,
Right.
So
do you have any like a time management like advice for like mothers that are designers that feel the same thing you felt, as far as like not having the time to dedicate it, or I gotta do this first? Like, do you got any advice
think
to time management things that has been working for you?
as far as time management, I think you just got to be hungry. Meaning, when Brave sleep, my baby name is Brave. When little Brave is asleep,
His name's Buddha.
Buddha bear. That's when I decide, okay, you want to take a nap? You can't take a nap, because this is the time you got talking about myself.
Okay.
So Brave sleep, I'm working. You know what I mean? Sometimes I have really late hours, and I'll leave the house at maybe 8:30 when his father come home, so I could go to the studio and be in the studio until 2-3 in the morning. But it's like, it's just what works for you. And I think moms need to know that your kid is going to eventually grow up. They're going to leave the house, and they're going to have their own families, and you're going to be stuck saying, damn, I wish I would have used my time to serve my purpose and do what I want to do. Like, I'm pretty sure Brave wouldn't mind me missing hours of him playing and watching TV for me to, work on my career and my goals. So I think it's just not feeling like you have to be with your kid 24/7,
Gotcha.
And just go do your thing, because they're gonna be proud of you after, like they're gonna be proud that you made the decision to become who you were destined to become.
Absolutely.
Because you don't choose. You don't, like, I feel like designing was like my destiny. I'm supposed to be a designer,
Right.
Brave chose me.
Okay.
Like as far as like mom, like my life goal is not to just be Brave's mom.
Right.
My life goal is to be a designer. And along this journey, my baby chose me. So I don't supposed to lose, designing because I had a kid.
Should have brought Buddha. Right here with us.
Okay, this would not be working right now.
So do you feel like because you got your studio and you got your own space that it served even more motivation for you? For myself, I felt like because I now have a space, I feel like I always want to be in there. I want to spend my time in there, and it has motivated me to want to work on like my own brand and not just everyone else's. But do you feel there's something about like setting the tone and creating a space where you could just work, and that you really do gotta pull it out of the home? Because I can go in there and close them doors and I will not go in my room.
Right.
But if I have my sewing machine in my room, I'm gonna lay down.
Oh, yeah.
If I have my pattern making table in my living room, I'm gonna sit on the couch.
Yeah.
So do you feel like that is like absolutely necessary that you remove your home from your workspace.
Yes, because now you have no choice. Like, you're surrounded around your work, you know, like at home you have all these other distractions, and that's another thing why I got the studio. And I gotta pay rent. It's like, so I have no choice but to work my ass off, because I gotta not only pay this rent, you know, it's like I bought all these fabrics. It's like, now I gotta sell, you know, and like, you just get in boss mode when you're around your things, your sewing machines, your mannequins, you know, like your fabrics, your designs. It's like, it's way more inspiring than being in a familiar place like your home.
Gotcha.
Because I used to find myself, now I'm hungry, I'm in the kitchen. My studio, I bring a bottle of water and a granola bar.
Hey, now.
Like, I'm not eating, I'm not leaving until what I need to do is done. Yeah. And at home, you know, what's on MTV? What's on VH1? It's like, it was hard.
Yeah. I just put a TV in my studio.
Oh, did you?
But I didn't like set up cable and nothing like that. I got a smart TV, so I just put the YouTube on there.
Oh yeah.
I listen to these all day to figure out where I could be better.
Okay.
You know, I looked at my other one yesterday, and I was eating. It's like, but I forgot that the camera was here. Because it was a phone interview, so no one was in here with me. Right. But I'm asked a question. I'm listening to the man talk, and I'm turned around and I'm eating. I made sure I wasn't smacking in the microphone, but I'm like, it's a whole ass camera.
Yeah.
Of me turned around, fucking this sandwich up.
Growth. But now you know.
That's the only thing I have in the studio. The only thing I play in the studio is these podcasts, so I'm talking too fast. If I'm moving too fast, you know, am I cursing too much? Like, so now that's the only thing that plays. It's just like over and over. Like, I got enough fucking episodes. They just keep fucking playing.
Yeah, and that's me. It's a vibe. Like, I set a vibe. Like, it's either I'm listening to music or I'm listening to a podcast. Like I said, I listen to your podcast. You know, every Monday. Because normally I'm in the studios Mondays and Wednesdays. As of now, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I listen to other podcasts, you know. I be watching Red Talk Table. Like, I listen
I like that.
to, you know, get me going and moving. But I can't watch TV. Like, I can't.
It's hard.
Yeah.
What what are you doing now, or what are your plans for now as far as like sales and marketing? Like, you're doing direct to consumer, so when you do direct to consumer, you can do so much. You can do pop-up events and trunk shows and, you know, a fashion preview. And you're probably like me. Are you anti-fashion show because it's just like a waste of money?
That's one thing that just never even crossed my mind. As far as fashion show, because I'm not putting together like collections, 10-piece collections, you know. So, and not saying it has to be 10 pieces, but it's more of just like pop-ups. Like, I just want to get myself out there so people know who I am. You know what I mean? Outside of the brand, like, I have to remember, like, I'm you know, I'm very, like, it seems shy. Like, I say I'm shy and timid, but you got to think, like, we worked at Akira.
Facts.
Like, I made my money by selling. You know, I had to sell in order and have clients, like, make clients and loyal clients in order for me to get a check. So I think right now it's just me trying to figure out the marketing aspect of the business. You know, been looking up pop-up shops in New York, around New York. I'm willing to travel. Just to get myself out there. And that's one thing I say about college. Like, I was just talking to my fiance about that last night. Like, they'll teach you, but they don't teach you how to succeed. You know what I mean?
I did a whole episode on education, girl.
Yeah, like, you have to do that on your own. Like, you have to get out there. You have to put yourself out there. You have to learn. So,
I don't know if you can see that, but he said, try a big hoop ring instead of a chain for the underwear. That's what the comments said.
A big hoop ring?
Yeah, like a hoop ring opposed
that's
to
cute.
A chain.
That might be a new
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like,
design.
what is he saying? But yeah, he said try a big hoop earring, like your friend is wearing, like this. Okay. Wearing for your underwear. So if you do like the bigger loops. Well, thank you for your feedback.
I know. Thank you so much.
I'm like, thanks for your feedback. So I
noted.
Yeah. So I am gonna do a pop up.
Okay.
It's gonna be the Black Designers pop-up.
Hey now.
First weekend in April.
Hey now, you know I'm there.
Kick off Black Fashion Month. And then I want to have the option for like the vendor tables if you want to be included in like the fashion preview, like the fashion show, you can. And it'll be like all the Black girl designers, any other Black brands. So I'm gonna get a big space in Brooklyn, and we're gonna do this Black
I'm
Girls
excited.
pop-up.
You know, I got you. I'll help with that too.
I was gonna put it out there in January, like once I secured the space, because I want to be able to offer as many vendor tables as I can.
Possible,
like, because I don't want it to just be fashion. I would like if some beauty brands pop in there, some hair brands, or if you have skincare, whatever you have. And then, well, of course, we'll have Black owned catering and like drinks and stuff like that. But I really want it to be a good shopping event, especially for the spring, because April is the time to shop.
Oh yeah,
I'm like April is
and
like
making it a mood
and making it a whole mood. Yeah, so we will have that soon.
Oh, that's
so
exciting.
I've already started planning and stuff like that. I'm like, I did. Somebody else told me, one of the girls in the group chat was like, we need to do a pop up with everybody. That's smart. Whoever want to do it, we should do it together.
I just been following one on Instagram that I'm thinking about, actually just going to just to see
how it is.
How it is. Because sometimes, pop-ups, like, it be like indie, it might not be that vibe, like your vibe. I might not be their cuts, like their, what am I trying to say? Like, who they're targeting may not be your consumer. Exactly. So I do want to like go visit a few of them before I really just be like, okay, let me be a vendor here.
Right, exactly, and you should, and that's like the key thing is like just making sure you do like your research and like finding things that fit you. Like, I feel like I get questions. I'm like, questions in the group chat, and like people message me like, should I do this fashion? Should I do this pop up? I'm like, is that your consumer?
Right, exactly.
And I know we all sometimes try to make. We don't all make the mistake, but we do it often. Like, we do these fashion shows or these pop-ups and stuff like that just to get the exposure. But sometimes that's not the exposure you need. And all exposure is not necessarily the exposure that you need for your clientele. So just making sure you understand who your customer is, where your niche is, the type of woman that you're targeting.
Right.
And yeah, so as we wrap up, what are your goals, or where do you see Chaos the brand and Symone in the next 3 to 4 years? Is it more? First of all, when's the wedding? Second off, when's the second baby?
So whoa, slow down. So Chaos is the second baby.
Where's the third baby? So that Brave has a friend.
Okay.
Well, and then once you see, like, coming soon.
Okay, well, wedding 2021. Spring 2021, New Orleans style.
Oh,
turn up.
She took my mom there. She had fun.
She had
such a great time.
Y'all look like I had so much fun. So as far as Chaos, I think it's just more, I want this brand to just be bigger than me, to the point where even hiring people, I want to be able to do that for people, give them work. I want to manufacture.
Of course.
That's my 5-year goal. Is
to own your own factory?
Yep, to own my own factory.
We might need to go ahead and do a partnership on that, because
we're going to talk about that later. Because
right, I'm like, I definitely went on my own too.
Yeah, I think it's just smart, instead
Absolutely.
of, especially you don't really, what Black owned
factory,
especially here, I know
it ain't none.
Cali, but it's none here, and I want to give young designers and our culture that platform.
Goddamn vacuum.
It's okay, but as far as that, it's just me marketing, getting myself out there. All I could do is just keep putting out things I love, and hopefully people rock with it.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, it is my baby, it is my brand, and I am sensitive. I am sensitive about my shit, but I do stand behind it, and that's why I decided to do. I decided not to go and do custom work because, it is their vision and Chaos is mine. And I wanted to, stay that way.
Facts. I feel you. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Want to go ahead and throw out your social media handles? How can we keep up with you, Symone?
So my personal Instagram handle is Lady Symone A. And of course, go follow Chaos the brand. I'll be posting stuff every Monday. Every Monday will be new designs. So make sure you comment, follow.
I just proposed to my Southern girlfriend, and she said yes.
Hey,
congratulations! That's what's up. Okay, so make sure you guys follow Symone. I'll of course include her website and all of her social media in the show notes. So make sure you check her out and shop her brand. Does the collection have a name to it?
No.
Okay.
No. Nope.
Just
It's
chaos
just a
the brand.
vibe. It's just effortlessly sexy. Like, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. And as I always say, stay black. Peace out.
Bye.